Hey you guys, I'm sure a lot of you have seen my status on Facebook talking about my little Nordstrom's issue today. So I just wanted to make a video to explain what's going on because it's really disgusting and it's pissing me off about what I went through today. And that should never happen. That's just freaking ridiculous. So let me just tell you. So as most of you know, I work at Nordstrom's. I work at the one at Pennington City Mall. And today my sister and I went out to Montgomery Mall because it's tax-free in Maryland this week, and we needed to get some shoes and other stuff, for school. Well, for school for me. And I was buying my sister some Toms as a gift, and we went to Nordstrom's to what they call BP shoes, like the teenage shoes. This guy was helping us. He wasn't all that friendly. He wasn't mean or anything, but you could tell he was really stressed out. He had 5 different customers at one time, and he's running around, getting shoes. So the customer service wasn't all that great, but like I said, he wasn't rude. He just was overwhelmed. So I was like, whatever. So I didn't find shoes I liked. My sister got shoes, and I was like, okay, let me get these for you. So I got to the cash register to pay for my shoes, and the guy that helped us was busy. And Nordstrom's employees get commission, so normally we also ring up the people that we help so that we, can get our commission. But he was busy, and the other girl there was like, oh, I can ring them up for you. And he was like, okay, thanks, just put in my number, whatever. So we tell her what shoes we want. Oh, we want these Toms in this color and both in this size, and we want them shipped to this address. She asks for my number and then, pulls up all my information or whatever because I'm a frequent Nordstrom's shopper. And she's like, okay, it'll be 90 something because there's no tax. And I'm like, oh, okay, let me put in my Nordstrom's employee number. And she just looks at me and she's like, oh, like that. Not oh, oh, bitch, please, oh, but great, I'm not making as much commission, because you don't make commission by the amount of the price of that item. You make commission on the amount of the transaction. So with my 20% discount, she makes a smaller percentage off, the transaction. So, but it's funny because it wasn't even her sale to begin with. It was the other guy's sale. So why does it matter to her if she gets 20% less? So it was the first red flag to me that I think she stole his sale. That makes her a bitch, but whatever. So then I'm like, okay, I put it in. She's like, okay, it'll be 77 something or 74 something. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. Here's my card. So I give her my debit card. She gives it back. She didn't ask debit or credit, which I just realized a couple minutes ago. She didn't ask debit or credit, and she didn't have me put in my PIN number. Now, just so you know this is normally how a lot of stores work, but Nordstrom's, you can't complete the rest of the transaction until the tender goes through, until the money goes through. So whether it's cash or the check, is validated, or the credit card, debit card goes through, you can't finish the transaction. So you can't print a receipt, you can't do anything other than void the transaction, which, get rid of the transaction. So I don't put in my PIN number. And she's like, okay, that's it. They'll be here. It's no shipping. They'll be here on 7 to 11 business days. Have a good day. Bye. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, can I have a copy of my receipt, please? And she's like, oh, I just emailed it to you since I'm sending you the tracking email anyway. I thought it would be easier. Just have it sent to you so you don't have to carry it around today while you're shopping. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. Which also brings me to the second conclusion, that the email receipt screen that comes up at the end of the transaction, you can't get to that if the tender doesn't go through. Not to mention that I never signed. And if you don't sign for a purchase, you're not legally obligated to pay for it. So that was weird. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. Go about my day. Get home from a day of shopping. I go to check my balance to see how much money I spent. And I realize that I have way too much money. Bank of America, even if the transactions are pending, withdrawals are pending, the available balance still takes that into account. So, even if you bought something today, when it shows up on your available balance, it'll act as if, you'd already paid for that. So I'm like, this is way too much money. I shouldn't have this much. I just spent almost $100 on these shoes. I go to check my transactions, on the list, they're nowhere to be found. They're not even on there. And I'm like, oh crap. I go to check my email. There's no receipt. There's no Nordstrom's email. Nothing. And then I start thinking about it. And I'm like, this bitch didn't even do my sale. I never paid for these shoes. She completely voided the sale or got rid of the sale. So here I am thinking that I have shoes coming in the mail and I haven't even bought them. Not to mention that how am I supposed to know that the webs or warehouse that they're coming from won't run out of the size and color that I need. And all because I'm a Nordstrom's employee that I got treated like this. And it's really sickening to me because this isn't the first time that I've actually had horrible customer service since working here. I used to shop here a lot, and honestly, people were so nice, and I used to get like amazing customer service. But when people realize that you're an employee, they make you do more work, they don't really help you as much, yet they still want your sale. So the way I see it is, first of all, she tried to steal that guy's sale, which is disgusting. You do not steal another person's work. He pulled all the shoes from me. It's his sale, and she's an asshole for doing that. Two, when she realized that she wasn't going to be making any money off the sale, well, less money off the sale, instead of being a decent person and just going ahead and finishing the transaction, because at that point it was too late to, go back and put the sale in the other guy's name, the rightful guy's name. She just voids the transaction. So I'm thinking that I'm getting shoes, and she swipes my card but doesn't put it through. Or I don't even know if she even swiped it. That's the thing. Like, I don't even know, if she even did that. So that's the third thing. Then she also lied to my face, telling me that, oh, I just, emailed you the receipt, girl, you'll get it. You couldn't have emailed it to me because you didn't swipe my card. And like, this just pisses me off because I don't want to pull the race card, but she happened to be white and I happened to not be white. And I don't know if this was discrimination because I work there and she thinks that I'm less of a customer, which has happened to me before, and I'll talk about that later. Or if it's because I'm black. I don't know what the case is, but the thing is, tomorrow morning I'm calling the store manager and I'm complaining about this because people shouldn't be treated like this. I'm spending my hard-earned money in your store, and I could have, taken it elsewhere and bought Toms elsewhere, or shoes elsewhere. And I deserve to be treated with respect, and that's disgusting. Disgusting. Just nasty. And other experiences I've had, like I go to the plus size section, like the Encore as they call it, and because people know that I work there, they're just like, oh, oh girl, you help yourself, use your own key to open the fitting room, and you can pull your own clothes, but just give me your clothes when you're ready to be rung up. The dressing rooms are locked. They have to be opened by the sales employee in order for you to try clothes on. So you're not even gonna open the fitting room for me, set up the fitting room for me, and or pull clothes for me while I'm in the fitting room, because you don't want the customer, leaving getting dressed, getting undressed, changing sizes. You just don't want them to do that. You try to be as helpful as possible. So you're not even gonna do that for me, yet you still want your 6-7% commission. No, you didn't help me. You don't get the sale. And if it wasn't for the fact that you can't ring up your own transactions, I would just do it myself. I don't have time for that. If I'm here to spend my money, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go somewhere where I'm not treated well. Yet, they encourage everyone to open a Nordstrom's card and shop at Nordstrom's after you get your paycheck. Yeah, they want to treat me like shit on a stick without the stick. So, I mean, I don't really know. I don't know. Alright, Bye. I'm trying to make this video short because I want to upload it to YouTube, but I don't know. I think it might be too long. So, we'll see. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to say that, and that's disgusting. People are disgusting. I hope she gets fired. She won't though, but it would be nice. And yeah. Okay, bye.